Most retirees have three buckets of money: the checking account and the CDs, the 401k or the traditional IRA, and the Roth if they have one. Nobody tells them the order matters. So they do the obvious thing: spend the cash first because it's right there and leave the retirement accounts alone as long as possible. That instinct feels responsible. It is also the single most expensive habit in American retirement. And in the next 12 minutes, I'll show you exactly where the money leaks out. Here's the part that makes this worth your time. You are not earning more. You are not saving more. You are not taking on a single ounce of extra risk. You are taking the same dollars out of the same accounts in a different order and keeping more of them. Three traps decide almost all of it. A tax on your Social Security that most people don't know exists. A Medicare surcharge that works like a trapdoor. And a bill in your 70s that grows quietly while you ignore it. Then I'll give you the order most retirees should start from. And I'll be honest about who it's wrong for. Meet Ray, 66, retired last year from a job he liked more than he expected to. He has $200,000 in savings, $600,000 in a traditional 401k, and a Social Security check. Ray is doing what everyone told him. He is living off the savings account and letting the 401k grow untouched. By the end of this video, you'll see what that decision costs him. The number surprised me, and I've run it more than once. Trap 1. The tax nobody warns you about. Your Social Security check can be taxed. Whether it is depends on something called provisional income. That's your other income plus any tax-free interest plus half of your Social Security benefit. For a single person, under $25,000 of provisional income, none of your benefit is taxed. Between $25,000 and $34,000, up to half of it becomes taxable. Above $34,000, up to 85% of it does. For a married couple, the lines are $32,000 and $44,000. Now here's the part that should genuinely bother you. Those numbers have not moved since the 1980s and 90s. They are not indexed to inflation. They never rise. Your Social Security check rises every year with the cost of living adjustment. The line it has to stay under does not, which means every single year, without earning one extra dollar of real income, more retirees cross into taxable territory. That is not an accident. That is arithmetic doing what it was designed to do. So when Ray takes a large withdrawal from his 401k, it doesn't just get taxed on its own. It pushes his provisional income up, and it can drag part of his Social Security check into being taxable alongside it. One withdrawal, two taxes. This is what people mean when they say a retirement dollar isn't worth a dollar. Trap 2. The Medicare surcharge that works like a trapdoor. If your income is above a certain level, you pay more for Medicare Part B. The surcharge is called IRMAA. In 2026, the standard Part B premium is $202.90 a month. A single person with income above $109,000 pays $284.10 instead. That's $81.20 more every month, $974 a year per person. For a married couple, the first threshold sits at $218,000, and because you each pay your own premium, crossing it costs the household closer to $2,000 a year. And here's what makes it a trapdoor rather than a slope. It is not a gradual phase-in. $1 over the threshold moves your entire premium to the next tier. $1. There's a second thing about IRMAA that catches people completely off guard. It runs on a 2-year delay. What you pay in 2026 is based on the income you reported in 2024. So the big Roth conversion you do this year, or the year you sold the rental property, shows up as a higher Medicare bill 2 years later, long after you've forgotten why. Trap 3. The bill that grows while you ignore it. At 73, the government stops letting you leave your traditional retirement accounts alone. That's the required minimum distribution. You must withdraw a percentage each year, and you must pay ordinary income tax on it, whether you need the money or not. That age moves to 75 in 2033. And if you miss one, the penalty is 25% of what you should have taken. It drops to 10% if you fix it within the correction window, which is generally 2 years. It used to be 50%, so this is the rare case of a rule getting kinder. But the penalty isn't the real problem. The real problem is the size of the account. Every year, Ray leaves that 401k untouched. It grows. And the RMD is a percentage of a bigger and bigger number. By protecting it in his 60s, he is building a larger forced withdrawal in his 70s. A withdrawal that can push him over the Social Security line and the IRMAA line in the same year. He isn't avoiding the tax bill, he is scheduling it for a year when he'll have less control. So what's the order? Here is the sequence most retirees should start from. Start from, not end at. I'll come to the exceptions in a moment. First, take your required minimum distributions if you're 73 or older. That isn't a choice, so it goes first by definition. Second, spend from taxable accounts, the savings, the CDs, the brokerage, money you've already paid tax on. And there's a bonus hiding in that bucket that almost nobody uses. In 2026, if your taxable income is under $49,450 as a single person or $98,900 as a couple, your long-term capital gains are taxed at 0%. Not a low rate, 0. So selling appreciated investments in a low-income year can cost you nothing at all, while the same sale 5 years later costs you 15%. Third, draw from your traditional 401k and IRA. Fourth and last, touch the Roth. Now, you might be wondering why the Roth goes last when it's the one you never pay tax on. 2 reasons. It's the only account that grows completely untouched by taxes, so every year you leave it alone is a year of tax-free compounding. And a Roth IRA has no required minimum distributions during your lifetime. None ever. Roth 401ks had them until 2024, when that was eliminated too. It's the only money the government will never force you to move. That makes it the best thing to leave for last and the best thing to leave behind. But that plain order misses the move that actually separates people who plan from people who don't. It's called filling the bracket, and it turns those quiet years between retiring and age 73 into the most valuable tax years of your life. Look at the deduction numbers for 2026. A single person over 65 gets a standard deduction of $16,100, plus $2,050 more for being 65 or older, plus a new senior deduction of $6,000 that runs through 2028. That's $24,150 of income before $1 of federal income tax. For a married couple, where both are over 65, it's $47,500. Read that again. A retired couple can have $47,500 of income and owe nothing in federal income tax. So here's the move. In the years after you retire and before RMDs begin, your income is often unusually low. Instead of letting that space go unused, you deliberately pull money out of the traditional 401k or convert it to a Roth, right up to the top of your deductions and your lowest brackets. You pay a little tax now on purpose at a rate you control, and you permanently shrink the account that's going to force those withdrawals later. Every dollar you move in a low year is a dollar that can't be taxed at a high rate in a bad year. Which brings us back to Ray. Ray retired at 65. He has 7 years before RMDs begin, and his income right now is low. If he spends only from savings and leaves the 401k alone, that account keeps compounding, and at 73, the required withdrawals start on the full amount. Those withdrawals arrive on top of his Social Security, and they're large enough to make his benefit taxable and to push him toward the IRMAA line. If instead he draws from the 401k each year up to the top of his deductions and lowest brackets, he pays a small, controlled amount of tax in his 60s. His 401k is meaningfully smaller at 73. His forced withdrawals are smaller. More of his Social Security stays untaxed, and he stays clear of the surcharge. Same money, same accounts, same lifestyle, a different order, and the difference for someone in Ray's position is routinely tens of thousands of dollars across a retirement. And notice what Ray never had to do. He never had to earn more, save more, take more risk, or spend less. He just stopped treating his 401k as the account you protect and started treating it as the account you drain on purpose, slowly, while the tax rate is yours to choose. I'm not going to give you a single precise figure because it depends on his state, his returns, and his spending, and anyone who quotes you an exact number without knowing those is guessing. Now let me be honest about who this order is wrong for, because a rule you follow blindly is just a different mistake. If your income is already low enough that you owe no federal tax at all, converting or withdrawing extra may gain you nothing and could cost you benefits tied to income. If you're near an IRMAA threshold, a conversion that saves you tax can cost you more in Medicare surcharges 2 years later. Check the threshold before you pull the trigger. If you have a large charitable habit, a qualified charitable distribution straight from your IRA after 70 and a half can beat this order entirely. And if your heirs are in a much lower tax bracket than you, the case for aggressive conversions gets weaker, not stronger. There's also a real behavioral point. A plan that has you paying taxes voluntarily in your 60s is emotionally hard, even when it's mathematically right. If that's going to make you anxious every April, that matters. A plan you abandon halfway through is worse than a simpler one you actually follow. Here's the whole thing in one breath. The order is required withdrawals first, then taxable savings, then traditional accounts, then Roth last. The three things trying to take money from you are the tax on your Social Security, the Medicare surcharge, and the forced withdrawals at 73. And the years between retiring and 73 are not empty years. They're the window where you decide on your own terms what your 70s will cost you. So, what's your first move? Find out whether you're inside the window. If you are retired and not yet 73, you're in it right now, and every year you don't use it is a year that doesn't come back. Tell me in the comments which bucket you're drawing from first: savings, 401k, or Roth. I read everyone, and I'm genuinely curious how many people were told the same thing Ray was. If this was useful, subscribe. The Retirement Map charts one retirement decision every Monday and Thursday. And the honest note, this is education, not personal advice. Withdrawal sequencing depends on your brackets, your state, and your health. And this is one of the few decisions where an hour with a fee-only advisor genuinely pays for itself. Next time, the benefits sitting unclaimed that most Americans over 65 never take. Not because they were denied, but because nobody ever told them to apply. That's your next stop on the map. I'll see you there.